Hello? This shit pissing me off. Like, nigga. Fuck out of here. Excuse me, man. Flip the coin on, Gerald. Flip the coin over, Gerald. Come on, McDowell's. What you got here? Oh my. He's bumpy. Yes, yes, yes. I will have to do further analysis on the quarter if you bring it to me. Yeah, you're gonna have to bring that to the lab. We back, Sheboygan. Uh-oh, got my update. Got an update. I can feel it in the air. I can hear it in your voice. Let's get it. Transformers. Boy meets the eye. Your eye. My eye. Our eye. R.I.P. Alright, y'all know I'm a hippie. Do what all skateboarders do. Drink energy drink. Smoke. Uh-oh. Why you got the rainbow? Let's get it. God.
Let's give it another go.
This line challenge is pretty low-key. I'm thinking you'll crush it. Eyesight? Hit it.
Hit it. After I hit this dang on energy drink. Let's get it. Money in the bank. Money in the bank.
This line challenge is pretty low key. I'm thinking you'll crush it. My side? Hit it.
After I hit this dang on energy drink. Let's get it. Money in the bank.
Go again.
Go again.
It's all new.
Okay, this time.
Wait, it's a new wait, it's a new place now? So cool. Because everybody wants to see the new place. Right?
It's new. It's straight out the 90s.
Maybe they got new moves to do. Maybe they got new moves.
They got new currency,
Wait, actually,
new money.
do it. Do one. Oh!
Quick restart.
Jump. Backward. Silver. Silver.
Quick restart.
Here, put this in the refrigerator.
Back to start. You got this.
Back to start. You got this.
Let's give it another go.
Let's give it another go.
Do over.
You're gonna hear everything 90s on her.
Do over.
Jesus.
I love you.
Go again.
Go again.
Let's give it another go.
Let's give it another go.
Do over. That's
Why
what
is
it
it
is.
split? You do three, split. And you split. Reset. Okay.
Do over.
What? Wow. If they kick you out.
Cut me in my stomach.
What? The
That's
game
like
did
to
that.
get you
Nah,
guys.
because if I'm smoking or something, and you sitting there with your face in my screen, that cut my whole stream because you in the back of me with your face and I'm smoking cigarettes and shit. That's why I always tell you get out my camera. But y'all like a photo bomb, so they just kick you out. That's why I keep telling you get out the camera, but you keep trying to get your face there. Get on your phone and jump on Twitch, and you can watch me on your phone. Then you can support. But you gotta finish your homework, so stop looking over here. You ain't even supposed to be over here.
That's why I keep telling you, get out the camera, but you keep trying to get your face there. Get on your phone and jump on Twitch. You can watch me on your phone. Then you can support. But you gotta finish your homework. So stop looking over there. You ain't supposed to be over here.
Wait, how did you?
You ain't supposed to be over here. You're supposed to be trying to do your homework. If you don't turn around, I know I'm gonna pop you as soon as you turn back around. I'm mean, so you might as well twist your whole body towards your homework. I'm glad you can't hold your peace, because I would never know.
You ain't supposed to be over here. You're supposed to be trying to do your homework. If you don't turn around, I know I'm gonna pop you as soon as you turn back around. I'm mean, so you might as well twist your whole body towards your homework. I'm glad you can't hold your peace. I would never know.
Majestic. That was money. Also, magnificent, marvelous, and majestic.
Mommy, mommy, can you like this? Can you guess what color on your light? Look. Can you make like?
What is looking on there?
I didn't did bad. I did good. I did not really bad. That sucks. Can you like make a color the pumpkin white color? I don't want what pumpkin looks like? Like
It's orange.
yeah, what makes it orange? Anyway. Red? That red?
Orange.
Mommy, where is Pumpkin's body? I'm done. Mommy, you like this one? Huh? Mom, you like this one? Yeah. This one. Mommy, this is my best, right? Yeah. I'm like,
What kind of map you got now? Sweet sea service. That's 10 plus 14. I can do that. I can do all of them. You can piece of paper outside all rounding all up. 10, 10, 10. I can do all of them.
Yeah, you can you?
I'm gonna teach him.
But when the
Why you
numbers-
be taking so aggressive?
when the
though?
numbers show.
But why you so aggressive?
I don't want to talk to you.
What?
You always make it seem like it's like.
You is. You just be catching.
I don't want to talk to you.
Why you be doing it like that?
I don't.
I ain't even do nothing. I just said,
You
yo,
always feel like you don't.
I can.
Stuff and
What you talking about? I ain't even do shit, man. Shut the fuck up. Now I'm here because you be coming out of fucking pocket all the fucking time. I ain't even say shit or do shit to you. Whatever. I said I could do it, and you got an attitude with me. Why? Cause I could do it. That's fucking selfish. That's weird. You fucking weird. Leave me alone.
You are.
Nigga fucking weird.
Play the game.
No, because I know how to do it and you don't, so you fucking lash out at me. You's a goddamn fucking, that's so fucking weird. Why you get mad though?
You're not showing him
But
how to do it.
I'm showing you so you can show him.
That's not irrelevant.
I'm showing you. You can learn how to do it to show him.
Go ahead.
Just like the last time he had math, I did it for you. But I'm the one that don't help you, right? I'm sick and tired of your fucking ways, yo. I'm tired of you. Whenever I offer my help, you get mad because I know it. And don't even admit it. Yeah, that's your problem. That's your problem. Mad at me because I know it. Next time I'm going to keep my fucking mouth shut. Then you going to be like, why you ain't help me? Why you ain't doing your job? Because of that. I don't want to fucking help you, just like I said. Because of your attitude towards me every time. You need to fix your attitude, man. Nigga helping you and you fucking catch an attitude with him. That's weird. That's fucking weird. Your fucking attitude all the time. Fuck you, man. I don't care neither. But you're fucking weird.
You're a lot of names.
No, you're weird. You're weird. You always fucking with me. Why? Y'all get enjoyment out that shit. Always fucking mad because somebody knows some shit. Fucking attitude all the time. Anybody want to help your ass? Like I said, anybody want to help nobody with a fucking attitude all the time and lash out at them? Fuck that shit. I got fucking feelings. What the fuck wrong with you? I got whole feelings out this bitch. I always worry about your fucking ass feelings. I'm not no more. Your problem ain't my fucking problem no more. Tired of you fucking cussing me the fuck out. And all I do is help your ass. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck. I'm not. It's done. I'm not. Leave me the fuck alone, man. Fuck you and your attitude. Tired of your fuck ass. Cause somebody knows some shit. Fuck wrong with your peoples. You're all like that. Mad cause a nigga knows something. Now I'm playing stupid as shit. That's why you mad. I told you I make you face the fucking truth. I speak nothing but truth. How I know you cussed me out for?
The person you love most is also the one who triggers you most. That's not a coincidence. It's how love actually works. Your partner isn't there just to make you happy. They're there to show you the parts of yourself you've been avoiding. The wounds you haven't healed, the patterns you keep repeating, the way they challenge you, the way they make you feel exposed and vulnerable. That's not a problem with your relationship. That's love doing.
You imagine that the empath, the one who has borne the pain of others for so long, will strike back with the same cruelty they have endured, but no resentful empaths do not raise the sword. Their revenge is stranger, deeper, far more unsettling, for when the empath finally awakens to resentment, they withdraw their gift, they stop carrying the burdens that were never theirs, they stop offering their light to those who consumed it without gratitude, and that withdrawal, that sudden absence of care, is felt like a death. The narcissist, the manipulator, the selfish soul who once drank endlessly from the empath's well, now discovers the well has run dry. That is the revenge of the empath, not vengeance through violence, but vengeance through absence, where once they absorbed wounds, they now reflect them back, where once they gave, they now withhold, and in this withholding, the other is confronted with a terrifying truth. The pain they always avoided is their own, and no one will rescue them from it. This is why the resentment of the empath is so dangerous. It is not a storm of rage, it is silence. It is the quiet closing of the heart's gate, and to those who thrived on the openness of that heart, such silence feels like exile. You see, the empath does not become cruel, they become just. And justice, for those who fear their own reflection, is unbearable. But beware, for the empath too must tread carefully. To live in resentment is to poison one's own waters. If the empath merely inverts their gift into bitterness, they remain chained to the very oppressors they sought to escape. The true transformation lies not in revenge, but in recognition.
There are only 4 signs of... You're mad. Mad at me because I don't trust you. Are you out of your mind? You lie, you betray, you manipulate. And now you've got the audacity to act like I'm the problem. I'm supposed to forget all that? Hand my trust back like some naive fool? No way. You showed me who you are. Disloyal, gaslighting, and only caring about yourself. You don't want trust. You want control. And when you can't manipulate your way back in, you throw a tantrum like the fragile little person you are. No apology, no growth, just the same fake energy. Now you're upset that I see through your games. Good. Stay upset. You're not the victim here. You're the villain. And I am done playing nice. You're mad. Mad at me because I don't trust you. Are you out of your mind? You lie, you betray, you manipulate. And now you've got the audacity to act like I'm the problem. I'm supposed to forget all that? Hand my trust back like some naive fool? No way. You showed me who you are. Disloyal, gaslighting, and only caring about yourself. You don't want trust. You want control. And when you can't manipulate your way back in, you throw a tantrum like the fragile little person you are. No apology, no growth. just the same fake energy. Now you're upset that I see through your games. Good. Stay upset. You're not the victim here. You're the villain. And I am done playing nice.
The person you love most is...
You imagine.
There are only 4 sons.
Everything you know about dragons is wrong.
On October 10th, Peacock brings the adventure of dragons.
Goldbond Grape Corrector is...
The answer is yes, but not here. The blessing is waiting in a new space, and if you stay where you are, you will starve what was meant to feed you. You've outgrown this place. The ground beneath you no longer has the nutrients to sustain the vision you carry. That's why it feels tight. That's why nothing grows. It's not rejection, it's redirection. Move, and you will find the door I have been saving for you. Shift, and you will see the table already set with your name on it. Your yes has never been denied. It's been waiting for you to be willing to step out on what's familiar. Child, the blessing is not lost, it is alive, but only in the place I told you to go.
You're mad.
You imagine that the empath, the You have always mistaken your suffering for sanctity. You believed that by absorbing the pain of others, you were fulfilling some divine role, perhaps even achieving a higher spiritual frequency. But what if I told you that your forgiveness, endlessly given and seldom earned, was not a sign of strength, but a symptom of unconscious bondage? The empath, as we name this archetype, is not born from light, but from injury. You sit before me, not by chance, and I do not speak these words as mere intellect, but
Cascade Platinum Plus has the grease-fighting power of Dawn to remove tough, stuck-on foods. Cascade Platinum Plus.
Docs, tabs, and files align. Put marketing's campaign.
You sit before me, not by chance, and I do not speak these words as mere intellect, but as invocation. I summon you into the mirror of the soul. For the empath, that strange and luminous creature is not born simply to feel. No, something ancient chose you to carry the unbearable, you were not asked. You were shaped. And now you must know why. Let us begin with a confession of truth, so disturbing that even the most self-aware among you may tremble to hear it. Your light is being fed upon in secret. This is not metaphor. This is psychic reality. You, the empath, have been trained by pain to shine in dark rooms, but in that brightness there is an invitation, often unconscious, extended to those who are starving for what they cannot generate on their own. Not every darkness seeks to destroy you, but some, cunning in their hunger, come not to kill the light, but to feed on it endlessly, parasitically, invisibly. This is what I call psychic vampirism, the secret consumption of the soul's vitality. You feel it? Don't you? That sense of being drained after conversations that felt harmless, that strange exhaustion after giving to someone who never really asked but always expected, that creeping feeling that you are never alone in your own thoughts, that your emotions might not even belong to you. These are not exaggerations of sensitivity. These are not overreactions. These are the whispers of your unconscious trying to tell you something is feeding. Now, let us descend into the symbolic, for in dreams, this truth is often shown more clearly than in waking life. I once treated a woman, an empath, who dreamt that she was a golden bird trapped in a glass dome, around in a circle of crows, patient and watching. Every time she sang, the dome cracked slightly, and a crow would drink from the light leaking through the cracks. She awoke weeping, unable to explain why. Do you see it? The empath, in her gift of expression, allows leakage of psychic light. The crow's unconscious archetypes of shadow are not evil, but they are hungry. And the song, her giving, her shining, creates fractures through which the light escapes. The dome is her psychic boundary, or rather her fragile attempt at one empath often mistake openness for love. But love without form is not divine. It is disillusion when you say yes to everything, when you hold everyone's grief, when you merge without discernment, you become food. And I must tell you, even more dangerously, this feeding is often welcomed by your shadow. Yes, the part of you that believes you must be useful to be lovable, she is complicit. The part of you that grew up in chaos and found meaning in calming others is complicit. The part that was once neglected, rejected, ignored, who discovered that feeling others gave her a role, a name, an identity, she will hand you over to these feeders again and again, just to not feel worthless. This is how the cycle is perpetuated, not through force, but through unconscious agreement. Now let us go deeper still. What is this light I speak of? It is not simply kindness, nor sweetness, nor neither goodwill. It is far older than that. It is what I called the numinous, the radiant pulse of the self that longs to be made manifest in the world. When the empath shines authentically, not performatively, what is shining is not just personality. It is the soul's radiant instinct to heal, to unify, and reveal meaning. But herein lies the danger to those without access to their own light. Yours is intoxicating. To the unintegrated, your presence feels like salvation. To the narcissist, the abuser, the manipulator, your light is a source, not a person, a source, something to tap into, to draw from, to control, and they will not come with fangs. They come with stories of helplessness, with charm, with neediness disguised as affection, with chaos disguised as crisis. They will tell you, I can't do this without you, and you will believe them, because your archetypal wound is abandonment by the sacred. Let us speak plainly. You are likely the child who felt everything too deeply, who sensed what was unspoken, who played therapist to your own parents, who learned to anticipate moods like a sailor watches waves, always ready to adjust sails, to avoid the storm. That child did not become an empath. That child was forced to awaken early, and now, as an adult, you are that same child in a bigger body, still scanning, still over-functioning, still believing that if you are attuned enough, you can prevent rejection, that if you give enough, you will be kept, that if you suffer quietly, you will finally be seen. But this is the oldest betrayal, because the more you give from emptiness, the more you are drained, and the more you are drained, the more you confuse depletion for purpose. You must understand your gift is not your sacrifice. Your sensitivity is not martyrdom. Your intuition is not a leash for others to pull. If you keep giving what no one truly receives, you are not being noble, you are being consumed. And if this frightens you, good. It should, because until you recognize that your light is not an endless fountain, you will keep attracting those who never learned to shine for themselves. You will keep dating the wounded. You only want your empathy, but never your truth. You will keep befriending the broken who idolize you, until they resent you. You will keep mothering the immature, who say you are magic, until they drain you dry and blame you for their thirst. And you will call this love, but it is possession. You are being possessed, not by demons, no, but by ancient archetypes of unworthiness, Zavirut, and sacrificial identity that have colonized your psyche like parasites of meaning. You see, the ego of the empath often believes she is above shadow, because she feels so much. She thinks she knows more. Because she suffers more, she believes she loves deeper. But this is illusion. The empath's shadow is the need to be needed, even at the cost of being whole. And so you allow yourself to be leached, not because you are weak, but because your identity is intertwined with this very dynamic. It's not their fault alone. The feeders, the users, the takers, they only enter through the doors you leave open. And I say this not to shame you, but to awaken you, because you are not just the light, you are also the guardian of that light. And now the time has come to choose. Will you continue leaking your soul in silent hopes of being loved, or will you, at last, integrate your own darkness and learn to protect what is sacred within you? You may not realize it yet, but the greatest danger to the empath is not the narcissist, the manipulator, or the chaotic lover. The true danger is you, or rather, the version of you that still believes suffering is synonymous with sanctity. That emotional hunger in others is your responsibility. That exhaustion is proof of your usefulness. This is the shadow's most elegant deception. It whispers, you're only valuable when you're being drained. I've seen this time and again. The dreamer who arrives on my couch, weeping because no one truly sees her, but when asked what she needs, she has no language, only a catalogue of what others need. She is fluent in their despair and mute in her own. This is not empathy. This is dissociation in disguise. Your light, if not protected, becomes currency for others to spend, and over time, you forget it was ever yours. The unconscious makes no moral distinctions between saint and slave, between helper and hostage. It sees only energy, patterns, repetition. And when you repeat the same pattern, overgiving, overfeeling, overextending the unconscious, assumes it must be the path to wholeness. But what it doesn't see is that you are burning your soul to keep others warm. Now let us consider the archetypal structure beneath this. At the heart of the impasse is the archetype of the wounded healer, the myth of Chiron, the centaur who could heal all wounds except his own. His pain made him wise, but it also made him lonely. And so many empaths carry this same pattern. You are brilliant at understanding the brokenness in others, but remain blind to the cracks in yourself. Why? Because to face your own wound would mean turning the light inward and discovering the depth of your own unmet needs, your own grief, your own rage at not being chosen, not being protected, not being heard. It is easier, is it not, to heal others than to sit with the child inside you who still believes love must be earned. But your healing cannot come through projection. You cannot save your father by loving another wounded man. You cannot redeem your mother by rescuing your friends. You cannot rewrite your childhood through acts of compassion for the emotionally unavailable. Healing begins when you stop abandoning yourself to earn belonging. Empathy is sacred, yes, but sacred things must be guarded. In ancient temples, only the high priest or priestess could approach the inner sanctum. Why not? Because the sacred was dangerous, but because the uninitiated were unworthy to touch what they did not understand. You, dear empath, have no gatekeepers. You allow anyone into your sanctum. Anyone who is sad, anyone who smiles, anyone who flatters. You confuse openness with enlightenment. But true spiritual maturity is not boundaryless. It is discerning. Discernment is the lost virtue of the empath. The ability to feel and still say no. To witness pain and not absorb it. To hold space without dissolving in it. This is what separates the healer from the hostage. The modern world celebrates the empath as if it is an identity badge, a trending archetype, but I tell you, most self-proclaimed empaths are actually emotionally enmeshed. They have confused intuition with hypervigilance, compassion with codependency, and giving with self-erasure. You must be willing to face this possibility that your gift is entangled with your trauma. That your ability to read rooms may come not from the divine, but from childhood survival. That your sense of others' emotions may be the residual echo of a nervous system trained to scan for danger. I do not say this to dismiss your gift, but to liberate it. When you separate your empathy from your wounding, your light becomes clear. It stops flickering in the winds of other storms. It becomes a beacon, not a buffet. Let us now turn to the language of dreams again. One patient dreamt she lived in a house with no doors, only windows. People came and went freely. Some stole her furniture. Some climbed through her kitchen. One even entered her bedroom and whispered, "You don't deserve privacy." She tried to speak, but no sound came, only weeping. When she awoke, she said, "I felt like a ghost in my own home." Do you see? This house is the psyche of the empath without boundaries. A place where everyone is welcomed, but no one is filtered. Where the soul is accessible, but undefended, and eventually the self begins to fade. The voice disappears. The needs become invisible. You become a ghost in your own life. To reclaim your light, you must become the architect of that house. You must build doors, locks, walls. You must decide who enters and who stays outside. And above all, you must allow your own self to live there fully, loudly, messily, not as a caretaker of everyone else's storms, but as a sovereign being with agency. There is a sacred paradox here. When you shield your light, it shines more brightly. When you refuse to be drained, you gain the strength to truly serve. When you no longer need to be needed, your gifts become sharper, cleaner, unburdened by martyrdom. Because light, when preserved, becomes revelation. And make no mistake, those who feed upon you will resist this change. They will say you are cold, that you've changed, that you are selfish. They will call you cruel for finally loving yourself. Let them. Their discomfort is not your burden. It is a sign that the power dynamic is shifting. And this is the final warning I give you. If you do not change the pattern will consume you. One day, the empath who never says no wakes up bitter, resentful, unrecognizable. She becomes the very thing she once pitied, closed, cold.
The finest luxury fragrances are now exclusively available at Charles de Costa. Unstoppable's unlimited collection makes everything smell magnifique. Luxury laundry scent feed so you can smell unstoppable.
Getting my flu shot matters. Because there are things I don't want to miss out on.
It matters because we've been planning this trip all year.
We are here.
It matters because she's growing up so quick. You're so good.
Getting your flu shot matters.
And getting it at CVS matters too.
Did you know Cheez-It made extra toasty?
Of course. Want it? Need it? Cheesy.
Hardened, not because she is evil, but because her light was never meant to be endlessly given without renewal. I do not want that future for you. I want you radiant. I want you wise. I want your light to be an offering, not a sacrifice. But first, you must gather the parts of yourself you've scattered in others. The laughter you gave away to make someone feel better. The peace you surrendered to avoid conflict. The dreams you buried to care for someone who never cared for you. Call them back. All of them. You are not a sponge. You are not a mirror. You are not a remedy for anyone's emptiness. You are a soul and souls were never meant to be consumed. Now you are beginning to see, are you not, that the path of the empath is not only a sacred one, but also a treacherous one. For what is light, truly, if not that which casts shadows? And what are you, if not both, the illuminated and the lost? This is not an insult to your gift, it is a reckoning with its cost. You see, your empathy is not just a function of your nervous system, it is a spiritual mechanism, a bridge between the conscious and the unconscious, between the personal and the collective. You are tuned, often against your will, to the frequency of sorrow that most people ignore. This is why people feel safe around you, why they confess too much, why they weep in your presence without understanding why. Because you do not merely listen, you receive, and what you receive, you carry. But how long can one carry what was never meant to be yours? The unconscious has its own laws, and one of the most powerful among them is reciprocity. In nature, the tree gives oxygen and takes in carbon dioxide. The ocean receives the rivers and returns clouds to the sky. Even the archetypes in their infinite wisdom require an exchange, but the empath, when distorted, gives and gives without ever demanding return. This breaks the laws of psychic balance, and wherever there is imbalance, the psyche demands compensation. That compensation is often illness. Yes, you heard me. The body becomes the voice for the boundaries you never enforced. The fatigue you feel is not laziness, it is soul depletion. The anxiety that creeps in your chest is not random. It is the cry of your neglected self, desperate for you to stop leaking your essence into other people's wounds. The autoimmune disorders, the migraines, the digestive pain, they are not always just biological. They are sometimes the symptoms of an unguarded temple. Do not dismiss this as mystical exaggeration. I have seen patients who, after finally reclaiming their right to boundaries, healed ailments they carried for decades, because the psyche, when chronically violated, will manifest protection by force. If you do not claim it by will, and if you continue to live as though your life exists solely to soothe others, eventually your soul will retreat. You will find yourself numb, disconnected, cynical. You will no longer recognize your own reflection, because the mirrors around you were never built to show you only what others needed from you. It is in this crisis that many empaths begin to awaken. They begin to notice the patterns, the friendships that never felt mutual, the relationships built on emotional labor, the sense that people love their presence but not their personhood. This awakening is brutal because it requires the death of your favorite illusion that being good will protect you. No, being good in the eyes of the unconscious means little. If it means being empty, let me say this clearly. Your light does not exist to prevent abandonment. It exists to illuminate truth. And truth is not always pleasing. There is a reason the mystics withdrew from the noise of the world. There is a reason the prophets wandered alone. There is a reason the true healers walk between realms rather than dwell in the comfort of the crowd. Because light must be cultivated in silence before it is shared in service. But you have tried to be everything to everyone. You have opened the gates wide, and called it love. You have allowed your gift to be diluted, polluted, and sometimes even exploited, because the fear of being alone felt more unbearable than the pain of being drained. I understand, but I must tell you, aloneness is not abandonment. It is consecration. You must enter solitude if you are to retrieve your light. You must be willing to disappoint others in order to reappoint yourself as the center of your own being. You must learn to say the most sacred word in the Empire's vocabulary you know. No, I will not carry what is not mine. No, I will not merge with someone who does not honor my soul. No, I will not betray myself to feel love. And yes, this will change everything. People will fall away. But what falls away was... No, I will not carry what is not mine. No, I will not merge with someone who does not honor my soul. No, I will not betray myself to feel loved. And yes, this will change everything. People will fall away. But what falls away was never love. It was dependency. You may grieve it. Let yourself, but do not go back, because if you do, the cost will be even greater. The more you know about your own pattern, the more dangerous it becomes to ignore it. Awareness demands responsibility. Now, let us speak of protection. Empaths often recoil at the idea of self-protection. They associate it with coldness, with cruelty, with selfishness. But this is the conditioning of the wounded child, not the wisdom of the integrated self. Protection is not a wall. It is a filter. It does not mean closing your heart. It means discerning whose hands are clean enough to touch it. Your light is holy. Treat it as such, not with arrogance, but with reverence. There are practices for these rituals, boundaries, energetic hygiene, but the most important one is internal. You must believe you are worth protecting, because until you believe that, nothing will change. You will intellectualize your talk. You will read books, attend workshops, quote boundaries on social media, but still leak your essence through the cracks of unconscious agreements. The agreement that says, I'll be whoever you need me to be if you promise not to leave. The agreement that says, if I heal you, maybe someone will finally come heal me. The agreement that says, if I make myself indispensable, maybe I won't feel invisible. These are the real prisons, not the people, the patterns. The psyche repeats what is unhealed, and you, beloved empath, are repeating the scene of your first abandonment over and over again, hoping for a different ending. But you are the ending. You are the one you've been waiting for. You are the one who must say, enough. Enough to carrying what was never used. Enough to performing worthiness. Enough to bleeding so others can live. This is the moment you reclaim your soul. Not as queen of suffering, or king of self-sacrifice, but as sovereign of your own psychic kingdom. Because light, when it remembers itself, becomes fire, and fire cannot be fed upon. It burns through illusion. It purifies the wound. It illuminates what has been hidden. So rise. You who have been feeding others for so long, rise, not as brave, but as flame. There is something sacred that happens when an empath ceases to beg for belonging. When the light once dimmed by overgiving begins to burn inward, not outward, when you, the once fractured mirror of everyone else's sorrow, finally look into yourself and see not pain but presence. This is not the end of empathy. It is the birth of real love. Because until now, what you call love was often a transaction. I'll hold your pain if you let me feel needed. But now, you begin to glimpse a love that asks nothing in return. A love that radiates simply because it is not to be recognized, not to be repaid, but because it is your very nature. That is the essence of divine empathy. Fierce, luminous, and sovereign. And in this place, something strange happens. The people who once fed on your softness begin to wither in your presence. Not because you have become cruel, but because your light no longer leaks. It stuns them. It forces them to face their own progress. They may call you selfish. Let them. They will try to trigger the old reflexes: guilt, shame, obligation. Let them try. These are echoes of an old script. You are rewriting it now, word by word. You must understand. Your empathy is no longer available for codependent contracts, and it is here in this reclamation that the archetype of the wounded healer begins to evolve. For the wounded healer, when unconscious, is a martyr. But when awakened, he becomes a channel for transformation, not a sponge, not a fixer, but a vessel. You do not carry pain anymore. You witness it. You allow it to move through, not into you. Like a sacred river that flows but never floods the banks. This is the highest form of empathy, not absorption, but alchemical presence. And now we enter the final chamber of this inner sanctum, the mystery beneath the mystery. Why were you chosen to feel so deeply? Why does your heart open to the invisible currents of a room? The unspoken grief in a stranger, the sadness behind someone's smile. It is not because you are cursed, it is because you are initiated. Yes, initiated. Empaths are not born in comfort. They are forged in the fire of emotional neglect, of psychic overwhelm, of ancestral wounds passed down like haunted heirlooms. But from that fire, something ancient awakens, the soul's instinct to unify what has been divided. The true empath is a bridge walker, a mystic, a carrier of myth and meaning, someone who can hold the tension of opposites, the joy and the sorrow, the chaos and the calm, and not collapse. But that strength only comes after you stop leaking your power. You must become less available to the world if you wish to serve it truthfully. You must let go of being the rescuer. You must grieve the identity that was built around being indispensable. This is death. Yes, a death of the false self. But in that death, your real self begins to emerge slowly, wildly, authentically, and you will find, perhaps for the first time, a strange and terrifying peace. Because peace, for someone used to emotional chaos, feels unnatural at first. You may even miss the drama, miss the crisis, miss being the hero. These were your addictions. Let them fall away. You were never meant to be everyone's emotional shelter. You were meant to be your own temple. Let the world learn to hold itself for once. Let the takers find their own reservoirs. Let the narcissists implode without your light to stabilize them. And let yourself sit in silence without rescuing anyone. Only then will you feel it, the pulse of your own soul. It is subtle. At first, a soft echo beneath the noise, but if you listen, it grows louder. It tells you where to go, who to trust, what to say yes to, and what to walk away from. This is your empathic gift, finally returned to you. Not as burden, but as compass, not as martyrdom, but as inner alignment. And here, finally, you begin to feel something unfamiliar, yet undeniable joy. Not the joy that comes from pleasing others, not the high of being needed, but the quiet, rooted joy of simply being, of being whole, of being home in your own body. This is your inheritance, but first you must protect it. You must bless your light with structure. You must give your empathy the dignity of limits. You must surround your soul with the sacred architecture of no. Not now, not anymore, because love without structure is chaos, and empathy without discernment is self-abandonment. So, I leave you with this, not as an ending, but as a return. Return to yourself. Return to the light that does not beg to be seen. Return to the stillness beneath the giving. And remember, you are not here to absorb everyone's suffering. You are here to transmute it by embodying the truth that you are no one's savior. And yet, still, Divina, your light is no longer food. It is fire. Let it burn. Let it protect. Let it bless. And most of all, let it belong to you.
Downey gives...
Notice the impulse to bolt into fantasy or into fixing someone else. Stay. Look at a single object in this room, a book spine, the edge of a glass, and whisper, this is real. Now recall a face that tends to trigger the pattern. Do not summon the entire opera, only the overture. The first sound in the body before the story breaks loose. Where does it happen? Throat, solar plexus, jaw. Without interpretation, breathe into that exact geography. Send breath like warm light into the place where your history curls. Sigh quietly, I am here, and this is mine. If an image arises, a little child at a window, a storm behind a door, a fox on a train, let it be. With your next breath, imagine the child stepping 2 inches closer to you. With the next, imagine opening the door and allowing weather to pass through the room without rearranging the furniture. Feel the chair again. Feel the hand on your chest. Look around as if the room were a friend who refuses to lie to you. The exercise ends when you notice you have not abandoned yourself.
Part of me thinks if I stop performing the loop, they will leave, and then the old emptiness will return and swallow me. Another part says I should break all ties tonight and prove I'm free.
The first fear is a faithful sentinel. Thank it for guarding a vacancy that once could not bear the light. The second urge is the shadow's impulsive sword. Individuation is the third way. Stay with yourself first, then decide, set a boundary. Not to punish them, but to keep your perfect pieces within reach. Freedom is not in dramatic exit, but in the refusal to do violence to your own soul, whether by clinging or by cutting too fast. Tell the pattern, you no longer get to choose my tempo. Tell the person, I will relate with you only where both our realities can breathe. If they leave because you chose reality, they were the mule, not the mountain. Notice the impulse.
Last night.
Okay. Here's the come myself.
Carl Jung document. Rare images that'll make you say, damn, that's rare. This is what happens when a sandstorm rolls in after a snowstorm, aka a recipe for a cursed sand-flavored tiramisu. Watch as this dolphin perfectly replicates Cristiano Ronaldo's famous overhead kick with a command. This might look reckless. According to rare images that'll make you say, damn, that's rare. This is what happens when a... This man was the only human being who saw God's back. It wasn't a vision. Moses had spoken with God many times. He heard him from a burning bush. He saw him descend in cloud and fire. But he asked for more. Show me your glory, he said. And God replied, you cannot see my face, but I will let you see my back. Then he hid him in the cleft of the rock. He covered his face with his divine hand. And when his presence passed by, he removed his hand. And Moses saw what no one had ever seen. It wasn't a form. It was majesty in motion, living light, eternity unveiled. After that, Moses' face shone. So much that he had to cover it. Because whoever has seen a glimpse of God can never live the same again. That day, God didn't just reveal his back. He revealed that there are levels of closeness. This...
Hey there, it's...
Never let somebody play.
Hey there, it's me, Mr. Monopoly, and Monopoly at McDonald's is back! Today I'm gonna let you in on some game-changing tips.
Never let somebody play with you twice. Ever. You understand? Like that first time they played, like they got it all. Like, you know what I mean? You was going through something. You wasn't in your right mind. Your confidence wasn't where it needed to be. Your self-esteem wasn't where it was, so you couldn't see it coming. You understand? But that second time, you gotta remember, bro, like, you control how people handle you and how comfortable people feel mishandling you. All of that is in your control. So you gotta move accordingly. You understand? Like, we all done been finessed before. Like, we all done thought it was one thing when it was really something else. And we found out it was something else and it hurt. You understand? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with taking the L. There's just something wrong with taking the L the same way twice. You understand what I'm saying? So, nah, never let somebody play with you twice. When they play that first time, you chalk that up and you move them around. That's who they are. Keep them over there. Never let somebody play.
If you really want to be like Jesus, be the one that stays when everyone else walks away. Be the one who forgives even when it's undeserved. Be the one to show grace when everyone else is casting stones. Be the one to show love even when they betray you. Because that's who Jesus was. If you really...
A few in the hands of...
Jesus died at 33 years.
When you're falling asleep and suddenly your body violently jerks awake like you just fell off a cliff, scientists call it a hypnic jerk. And it happens because your brain thinks you're dying. As you drift off, your muscles relax so fast that your primitive brainstem misinterprets it as falling. Because your heart rate drops fast and your breathing slows. So your ancient survival system kicks in, flooding your body with adrenaline to wake you up. This is an evolutionary glitch from when our ancestors used to fall asleep in trees, literally. Falling asleep means falling to your end. The ones who jerked awake survived and passed on this habit, and now you're stuck with a false alarm that thinks your bed is up in a 100-foot tall tree. What's even stranger is that most people experience this, but our brain erases the memory within seconds. So you probably had thousands of these moments of pure panic that you just immediately forgot. So maybe right now, or whenever you're about to fall asleep tonight, your body might run a test just to make sure you're not dying. And when it does, remember to say a little thank you to your ancestors. When you're falling asleep...
A DQ?
Taking time to rest is a requirement, not a reward. You don't need to earn it. Society tells you to push through exhaustion, to be proud of being busy, to feel guilty for taking breaks. Like rest is something you only deserve after you've destroyed yourself working.
Yep.
That's backwards. Rest is as necessary as eating or breathing. You can't function